G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is March 7, 2023. This is the US crude oil price update. We did have a update a couple of days ago, and we did say if it breaks above this key resistance area, there's probably an opportunity to take long positions. But you should be very careful because the CCI 1500, which is our major indicator on the daily, is still in a pretty strong downtrend. Likewise, the Stochastic has broken down through the oversold and possibly starting to make a bit of an upturn at the moment. But the key thing we looked out for was this key resistance line, and it's broken through that in the last couple of days. If you look at it more closely on the 4-hour chart, that CCI moving average 20 has been moving nicely in a bullish momentum, well above its moving average 400 on the CCI. The Stochastic is running flat at the moment, so it's a bit unsure where it's going. But again, on the price chart, it's broken through that key resistance area. On the hourly chart, we did say in our last video that around that point, that's when it was the bullish engulfing was overtaking that bar there. That possibly would have been an area to start looking at for taking long positions. Now, if you had gone long at that point, you probably would have been stopped out if you used stop losses. Again, we don't use stop losses, and that's a typical reason why we don't use it, because you don't want to be taken out prematurely. And what it's done after that, it's gone up. So the ideal way to trade that would have been to look at the ABC formation in an Elliott wave type format. So A, B, C, and when it breaks higher highs like it did there, take a position long at that point. So again, long positioning on the hourly. If you're trading the hourly, look at the trend of the 4-hour. So you're making sure that's the CCI is trending upward, which it is. That's where you go long. Just be mindful the daily is still in a short position, so just be careful of that. You might have limited opportunity to trade long positions until we see this more convincingly break to the upside on the daily as well. Also notice on the daily it's broken up through this diagonal descending trend line, which it did some time ago, and then ultimately through this resistance line, as we said. I'm going to leave that in there because it may come back and rest on that possibly, but I'm just going to leave it in there for the time being until it breaks convincingly above that resistance line. To understand how to properly trade using the average down approach, reference a playlist at the end of the video and some links in the description below. Here are some of my investing rules. Buy proven blue chip stocks only, avoid speculative stocks. The reason for that is blue chip stocks have generally got a good history and a good track record, and you want to avoid going speculative because you're not sure where that stock, especially if it hasn't got any history, you want to avoid making just guesses or gambling on potential trades. Buy stocks which pay dividends. The reason for that is if the price goes against you and you're not closing out according to gaining a profit in the short term, at least you're getting some level of income via dividends if the stock price goes against you. Don't short positions, go long only. So again, similar to the blue chip environment, if you're going to go short, you're basically speculating, and if you are going short and if you have to pay dividends, the dividends will be paid to those traders that are going long. So that'll be just an extra cost in your trade. And don't trade on news. Price is already factored in the share price. If all the insiders have generally benefited from any inside knowledge of the news, and so by the time it hits the websites or the papers, you're getting late on the bus, so you're going to be missing out on any potential gains. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe and the like button and click the notification bell to get all the updates to the channel. If you want to support the channel, subscribe to the Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Happy investing, and speak to you in the next video.